Alright, guys, time for another episode of Maybe I'm Rambling. The Navy sub commanded by artificial intelligence. On April 20th, the Royal Navy's latest nuclear-powered hunter-killer submarine, HMS Anson, emerged from a vast construction hall at Barrow-in-Furness, traveled down a slipway and entered the water. All 7,400 tons of it, around 260 miles away in Plymouth. Another submarine made its debut that same day, and Minot paired to HMS Anson. This secretive 9-ton craft may have great implications for the future of the Navy than the $1.3 billion nuclear boat. M-Subs of Plymouth, a specialist in autonomous underwater vehicles, won a $2.5 million Ministry of Defense contract to build and test an extra-large unmanned underwater vehicle, XLUUV, that should be able to operate up to 3,000 miles from home for 3 months. The big innovation here is autonomy. The submarine's movements and actions will be governed entirely by artificial intelligence, AI. Ollie Thompson is a recent graduate who is studying for a master's degree in robotics at Plymouth University. He also works for Marine AI, the M-Sub's arm that's fitting out X-Love's brain. Mr. Thompson has no doubts about the challenge he and his colleagues face. We know a lot of people who don't have confidence in AI, so we work with elements we can test. We separate things into boxes. We divide the AI problem into components, and mission management is the toughest. This attempts to simulate the presence of a trained captain in the little submarine's programming. This is AI working in total isolation from human contact, not least because maintaining strict radio silence is critical to the submarine's covert role. The technical principle here is machine learning, showing AI program examples of how a task should be performed until it has embedded the right actions in its own repertoire. To do this, Marine AI is using a huge IBM AC922 computer, a monster, one of the biggest in the southwest of England. Mr. Thompson boasts, in contrast, on-board brain, the submarine resides in a 15 centimeter square box and relies on the NVIDIA chip often found in driving computer games. We built it off the back of the NVIDIA chip because it is highly energy efficient, says Mr. Thompson. It's like a tiny but very powerful Raspberry Pi device used to teach schoolchildren basic programming. It takes this approach to take up very little power and keep power consumption to the bare minimum is critical to make the submarine's battery last. It's clear that the Ministry of Defense is paying very close attention to battery technology for this project. So far, Marine AI is relying on existing technology derived from car batteries, but it notes that research in this field is leaping forward. The AI content of the computer should prioritize tasks. The project envisages a boat that could travel to an area of the seabed to search for mines and plant a sophisticated electronic intelligence gathering package or stay in place and scours the environment for information on a hostile navy. So Marine AI is creating a decision-making capacity for the submarine's brain. Big brain moves, huh? It will know how much battery life is left and how to weigh that against prevailing weather conditions and sea states, reaching a logical decision on whether to sail on or return home in the face of strong tides. The project has oceans left to cross. For instance, how can a submarine detect small objects on the surface, such as jet skis? All these dilemmas are small beer for human submarine captains. Commander Ryan Ramsey captained the hunter-killer HMS Turbulent and taught on the Perisher, a 5-month-long course the Navy uses to push prospective submarine skippers to the limit. This decides if they are fit to command 100 or more submarines working punishing watches consisting of 6 hours on, 6 hours off for the duration of a long patrol. Colonel Ramsey worked in AI after leaving the Navy and could see where smart software and human instinct might not produce the same response. AI will struggle to match human decision-making skills. There are lots of submarine skills you can transfer to it, but you have to accept that first generation will not be perfect. He states how he was study imposing NATO submarine commanders he went up against in exercises, learning how far each individual was prepared to push a vessel. The reality is that if you don't know how a guy operates, he will find your submarine before you find him. You can't copy the emotional input in an AI. And I agree with that. If the XLUUV is ever to be armed, that might create serious problems. The decision to fire a torpedo rests on a huge reservoir of each officer's instincts and experience. If you leave that to rules-based system, you might escalate things. There's just so much to learn about the underwater battle space. In the future, Colonel Ramsey believes submarines will be equipped to build and launch their own autonomous vessels. The next generation of surface warships entering service are already planned to feature mission bays for launching uncrewed vessels. An autonomous submarine can be deployed by transport aircraft, giving the barriers a rest, and the XLUUV a rest. Alright, disregard the last sentence. I meant to say global reach. The longer term prospect for AI controlled submarines is rosy, says Colonel Ramsey. I can see a way to do a parachute for AI. Get the right people to recreate the experiences in the simulator and let the AI learn from that, including human decisions that might be wrong. Give it 10 years worth of data, it'll be able to build its own rules. This simulator based course for computer code promises another big benefit. The AI can test its own rules without any risk. My worry with autonomous submarines is the political impact if the vessel does something wrong or gets caught in hostile waters, he says. Plymouth's trial submarine is based on M-Sub's design, known as the S-201, and across the Atlantic, Boeing is building a series of large uncrewed submersibles as the U.S. Navy works out how these vessels can be used. Former submariners talk about the degree of teamwork and close comradeship required to perform the missions. AI cannot copy this, but does not need to at all if all it's doing is saving sailors from exhausting and repetitive tasks better allocated to a drone. The Royal Navy is coy about its plans for this technology and is committed to a new generation of crewed nuclear submarines. Yet the work of Plymouth's AI pioneers may see the most perilous missions delegated to AI program that never goes off watch. Um, yeah, maybe you guys should watch or rather read I Have No Mouth Yet Must Scream. Boy, I can't. Nobody want to deal with it with AM. All right, so this is maybe a rambling. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.